Hello, everyone. We're doing a short podcast today. I'm with my friend Anastasia, and I just want to explain just a little bit of backstory. Yes, we have the heart. I'm doing it wrong. Yeah.
I
Anyway,
definitely
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. So what happened is Anastasia had recorded a video, "What is intersex?" and posted it probably to TikTok, Instagram a long time ago. And I thought, this video is short, to the point. You explained a lot of things, like about how intersex people are as common as redheads. And I thought, you know what, this is informative. People should be educated in this stuff because I
Mhm.
think it's one of the most important things for people to know, especially today, because not only do you have transgender people, you have intersex people, people who don't look male or female, and who biologically are very different. I just thought this is important information, and Anastasia knows far more than I do about it. You have a biology degree, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you know far more than I do. And so because it's your video, I had asked permission to share it on my YouTube channel. And I uploaded it to YouTube, and now it has 134 comments and 11,000 views. And it's like now your video, your 31-second video is more popular than all of my videos now. And but that's just because you're so amazing. So and so what I was thinking, well, we could do this more than one way because you got it pulled up on your phone, some of the
Yeah.
comments on there. And so if you wanted to, did you want to read them and then respond to them, or did you want me to like just read what the comment is and then you respond?
Yeah, maybe you reading might make sense. And
Okay,
I
yeah, because I got the tab here. So the first one that I'm seeing is by damn uh, damn FMG. She's leaving out important information here. Intersex is considered an impairment in body function slash structure, same as people missing a limb. You don't see people in wheelchairs going around with their special flags. It's like, what? What's your thoughts on that, Anna?
oh my goodness. First off, this is absolutely ridiculous. The idea that being intersex is considered an impairment is absolutely just first off wrong. I don't know how you can come to that conclusion. There are some people, especially in like the medical community, there are some people who will call it DSD for differences in sex development. I think originally that stood for disorders of sex development. Um, like I don't even think medical professionals use the word disorders for that anymore, but maybe some do. But the intersex community very got behind that and was like, if you're going to use this terminology, you should at least call it differences. But ultimately, intersex isn't a disability; it's just a difference in sexual development beyond what is considered male or female, perfect, like these perfect boxes that we've created. So I mean, that'd be like saying that somebody with red hair is like disabled because they don't have brown or blonde hair. Just because somebody looks different doesn't mean they're disabled. And that's very different than losing a limb. If you lose a limb,
Right.
it affects function. I'm still a functional adult human being.
Yeah, I
Don't
know. See, that's what's so weird about it here is it's not the same as missing a limb. And I think the only type of disability or impairment that you could even consider is in the case of infertility caused by when
Mhm.
you don't have a functioning reproductive system. But that's the
Right.
only thing, you
Yeah, I
know?
was about to say that too. It's like if that's what I don't know who they are, but if that's what they're talking about, I guess, but that's not exclusive to intersex people. There's plenty of people who aren't intersex who also have infertility. Um,
Right. So
I
it's not
don't,
exclusive.
yeah, and I don't think infertility is considered a disability, but even if you want to consider it that way, or maybe I'm wrong and it is considered that way, that's still not intersex being the disability. That would be infertility if that's the case, which is different. Not all intersex people are infertile, first off, and second off, being intersex in and of itself is just as different as having a different hair color. I don't understand this. People need to stop like expecting that everybody fits into these perfect boxes that society has created and actually be adults with reason and understanding to know that God created a ton of humans in a ton of different ways, and throughout hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years, we have diverted into more and more different traits. Part of that, I would definitely say, I mean, this is coming from a Christian perspective, I guess, but part of this is going to be that, like, with sin entering the world, there's going to be a degradation. How do you say that word? Anyways, there's gonna be
well, and somebody replied to that comment actually. Someone says, "You are wrong. She's not missing anything. She may be technically a man that the Neds are stuck and never will descend for a medical problem."
I mean, that person's pretty close. But no, I mean, it's technically, that's not how that works. But yeah, so I did have testes. They were removed when I was 3 months old, and I mean, if I could go back in time, I would have told them not to do that in the first place. But yeah, that doesn't make me a man anyways. Being male is a lot more than that. It's not, sorry, there was a weird bug. But being male is more than that. Like, people like to be very simple with things. It doesn't make any sense to some people. If you're like, define a male or a female, they'll be like, one has a penis, one has a vagina, and I'm like, okay, so in that definition, I'm clearly a female. But first off, I'm not. I'm intersex. And then this person will say, well, do you have ovaries or testes? Okay, now I'm a male. Like, you guys are like,
right.
Like, well, that's isn't one thing. It's got like at least 4 different groupings of qualities that make people male or female. It's a human-based box. So chromosomes are one of them. Your physical characteristics on the outside are one of them. Your hormone production and response is another one. And your internal anatomy is another one. So there's 4 things right there. There might be a 5th, but I think there's those 4 that really go into what sex you are.
Right.
Down to one thing does not work at all.
Well, yeah, it doesn't. See, that's why this education is important, because you know, if it was as simple as just having the presence of one body part or another, you know, then it doesn't work, because you have your chromosomes, you have your primary and secondary sexual characteristics, and then the hormone levels, which may change over time depending on what conditions you have, and so that can drastically affect people, how they feel and their physical appearance. And even I know this, even though I'm not a biology expert, but I read a lot, and I've been trying to figure myself out too. And I think what's interesting here is one of the comments here is Christians not understanding science in the comments, even though she literally spelled it out.
Yeah, and I mean, agreed. I find it typically when I have conversations with people face to face, even if they've never heard of intersex before, they will understand. But yeah, I feel like people, especially when it comes to online, just like to rant and argue, even when they don't understand a topic. Yeah, I feel like that's not even exclusively a Christian thing, but yes, there's going to be a lot of Christians. Very valid. Absolutely ridiculous. So if you're listening to this and you're a Christian who wants to leave a hate comment, at least make sure that your hate comment makes sense. And then after that, consider if you should actually leave it. But at least make sure it's logical. You can do a Google search. Good advice.
Yeah. You know, okay, now this one confuses me. Someone says, as someone living in Ireland, I'm almost scared to leave my house now. Like, what?
I don't even know what that means, and I don't know how it has 7 likes. Maybe there's something.
I don't know what that means. And then we have someone who said, "Father God accepts all. We cannot be judged to people or their issues. Just pray their souls make it through."
Yeah, I mean that's true. Like again, I think we should be careful about labeling things as issues. I don't. I mean, intersex. Like again, this is like back to the disability comment a minute ago, so I don't need to rehash it. But you need to be
Right.
respectful when you're talking about the differences in people's bodies. Obviously, I like speak out about this, so like I don't really mind too much if people want to talk about me. But there are a lot of intersex people who might tell someone that they're intersex, or like you might have a friend who might tell you that they're intersex or that they have this thing. The way you talk to them, like especially to someone who's not like a public figure or presenting themselves as a public figure, like obviously I know there's a different standard in the way people are going to react to me, but you need to learn how to be respectful because people are going to be reading these comments who might be intersex and come across this video, and there's no reason to be saying issues, disorders, disabilities, whatever, problems, whatever else. It's not a problem, it's a difference. Like there's nothing wrong with me. I am a healthy individual. I don't have, I mean, I'm a healthy everything pretty much. I have some mental health stuff, but don't we all in this society? Um,
Yeah.
well, being intersex does not make me unhealthy.
Right. Yeah, it's weird because see there yeah, now I like this comment. This one it says it's a shame you have to voice this due to the demented world we live in. But I think you inform people with the utmost respect. If people don't understand your message, give them crayons.
Yeah, that's a comment right above that one that is basically saying, I watched this whole video and then I still don't understand it. And
Right.
that person's response is, I don't need to respond to this weirdos because if you really don't understand the video, I feel like it was pretty clear. But if you really don't, I mean, you're welcome to do
Yeah,
whatever.
it was clear,
I
and
don't.
that's just it. Like this person said, that was very clear. It
Yeah,
was about respect.
I mean, the
Yeah,
only way to be more clear when you're talking about what intersex is would maybe be to draw diagrams or show pictures, but like, you shouldn't need that. The point is, it's just a variation in natural biology and anatomy
yeah,
that differs from the boxes that society has presented as male or female. There's a lot of different ways that is. Just use your
yeah.
imagination.
And see this comment. Why does this need to be announced though? Who cares? Live your life. And one of these comments is Maya, and I said, in a perfect world where everyone was treated equal, it wouldn't need to be talked about. However, there are people who try to pass bathroom bills that everyone must use the restroom of their biological sex. This is going to be difficult for some people because they are intersex or transgender and will be jailed for supposedly using the wrong bathroom because our society is obsessed with enforcing strict adherence to what they think a male or female is. That's
Yeah.
that's my concern. That's why I put that comment there.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Yeah, it's weird that I have to talk about this. Honestly, we shouldn't have to. I spent the issue is like when people don't talk about this, it just goes on. It goes like unnoticed. Society doesn't care. That's kind of like it's always existed. Like about 1.7% of people have some variation that would be under an intersex umbrella. So that's about as common as redheads. I think I say that in the video, but essentially, if you're in a room of like 65 people or whatever, there should be at least one person in that room statistically, if it's a random sampling, that is intersex. Now, in certain circles, you're going to have a higher percentage of intersex people or a lower percentage based on essentially the environment of whatever that room full of people is for. If they're
Right.
so,
And
yeah.
and,
Like if
and
you're
just like I said,
people who identify as LGBT, you might have a higher percentage of seeing people who are intersex. If you're in a room of like with a bunch of people trying to figure out how to start a bathroom bill, I doubt you're going to have that many intersex people. So, but if you have a random sample, it is about 1.7% of the population.
right. And see, my concern is over bathroom bills and stuff like that because what are people going to do when they don't look man or woman enough to enter either restroom?
Mhm.
What's going to happen to these people? You
Right.
know? And that's one of those things like I had shared with you a long time ago. I still use the men's restroom because I'm I would not be able to use the women's restroom. Besides I wouldn't want to meet any crazy bitches in there anyway. They can be wild. And to tell you the truth, I have used the men's restroom all my life and I've never seen another man's dick. I've never seen that because we do our own business. We keep ourselves separate and private. There's never been an issue in the men's restroom. So it's safe for me at this time. That's what I do. But yeah, that's why I'm even that's why it's so important that you did this video and that you do educate people about intersex people, because I imagine it's not that comfortable, but because of the ignorance, because so people don't know about this and they're making ridiculous laws about it. That's why it's so important that it is talked about. The conversation needs to be had
Mhm.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see.
yeah, I think I've scrolled down a little bit, but yeah, I'm looking. I mean, someone said, I'm so sorry for you. It must be hard being a Christian. I don't really know why they think it would be hard. Um, I don't really need people to feel sorry for me either. But I appreciate the sentiment. It's not really hard at all to be a Christian, no matter who, where, whatever you are. Any more hard than for anyone else, mind you. As Christians, we're
Yeah.
called to kind of separate ourselves from the world, to live in the world, but to stand apart. And I think that in and of itself is going to bring ridicule, and it's going to bring hardships per se, because you're like fighting a society in many ways. And I don't think it's any harder for me than it is for anybody else with anything else they've lived through. But I do appreciate your sentiment. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure what they meant by that exactly, but
I
yeah.
think people assume that because Christians tend to be very anti-LGBT, that like I have trouble making friends or finding a church or whatever. I actually go to a very conservative church. I go to like a independent Baptist church, and like I'm a member there. I'm a junior teacher there. My pastor knows that I'm intersex. I don't really hide things. It's not an issue. In fact, like there was one person at some point. I'm not going to go into detail or whatever because respect people's privacy. But there was at one point somebody brought a concern to the pastor about me being intersex, and I had like a meeting with his wife mostly. He came in, but you know, girl to girl type thing, and she basically, in short, like her and her husband, like the pastor and the pastor's wife, essentially said they are close to someone or they know someone or whatever without giving details who is intersex, and they have heard about this before, and that had a little conversation about like what I maybe should or shouldn't say in church. But essentially, like, I don't really understand, and this is a very conservative church, and I don't really understand what people mean by that. But okay.
Yeah, it's strange. I'm not sure why there would be a concern over it, but some
Yeah,
people some people
I
are
think some
weird.
of the words I was saying or something, but it's a not really that important. It was a misunderstanding, whatever happened. It's everything's fine. This was a while ago, but yeah, it was an interesting conversation.
Yeah, let's see, because I'm looking for comments that are very relevant that need to be responded to, because there's not all of them. Wait, this is satanic. Don't do this things and claim Christ. Repent and believe the gospel of Jesus Christ. And,
So don't be born with more than one genitals. Don't do something that you legit can't control, sir. I'm gonna need you to stop.
I I know that comment was great. Yeah. Oh man. And 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 then I had replied to the other person. I said, very well said. And Jesus taught to love everyone, even your enemies. Rarely does anyone follow the religion they claim to be part of, but Anastasia certainly does, and that's why I shared their video.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of comments as well about people saying like it's not a natural variation. It's all the various things that I kind of answered earlier. But in short, yes, it is. Like God didn't. Okay, so going to sorry, I'm gonna just restate. But it is a natural variation at this point. Now, if we're gonna look at a biblical history standpoint and root back to Adam and Eve, of course, like there wouldn't have been people with androgen insensitivity syndrome or other infertile intersex conditions from the get-go. That kind of goes back to, at least from a religious viewpoint, once sin entered the world and various things started going downhill, like people live a lot less long now. Ever since the flood, people have lived a lot less long. All these other things that people used to be basically perfect bodies because that's how God designed us. But through time, intersex does exist, and it has existed for a long time.
Well, and also let's talk about.
You could argue that Eve is intersex though, because she had a rib that was definitely from a male.
Right.
That's a fun topic for another day. But she was.
You might be closer. You might be closer to Eve than you think, Anna.
She was obviously a female. I'm not trying to be a glass right now, but it's a funny thought experiment. Does it make her intersex because she had male rib?
I know, but let's also talk about the fact that Adam and Eve probably would not have had belly buttons. Are we all born wrong because we have belly buttons? Like
someone said that God probably gave them a belly button so that when they had children, they wouldn't be shocked or confused about where it came from. And I was like, but my man, like when you give birth without like modern medicine, the placenta comes out attached to the baby. I'm pretty sure they would put two and two together here. I don't know what they were told, and they probably, I don't understand why, but anyway, I don't think they had belly buttons because I don't think it would have been useful. But
yeah, we wouldn't have had a purpose.
They had belly buttons so that they like, I don't know, maybe they had belly buttons for the functional purpose of looking like their kids or something. I have no idea. It doesn't really.
Yeah, who well, I guess we'll never know.
I mean, unless God just wanted them to look like their kids, that's the only reason why they would have. Like, a belly button is basically the scar from your amniotic life and from being attached to a placenta. I don't know if scar is the right word, but that's what it is.
Well, and now this comment gives me the sense they did not even listen to the video. They're like, well, you ain't a good Christian then. Like, and then someone hears like she isn't a good Christian because of a medical condition that she was born with. Aren't y'all the same people that argue that God made no mistakes when making people? Ooh, burn. Oh man. Yeah, and I'd said, well said. If God doesn't make mistakes, then perhaps intersex people were meant to be that way and should not be corrected with surgery that doctors and parents want to do to correct them.
Yep. And then no one gives a crap. All caps. 6 exclamation points. I think you cared enough to add 6 exclamation points or however many there is there, plus a comment in all caps. You seem very triggered.
Yeah, no one gives a crap except for the millions of people that do, but okay, you clearly do. And I said the views on this video suggest otherwise.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Like something, just scroll along, people. Is that the end of the comments, by the way?
Well, actually, there has to be more because let me see here what this. Okay, it only has top comments selected. So let's see here. Oh yeah, now it's showing. Yeah, so we have it's a defect mutation, not a natural variation. We have you're not a real Christian. We have you need Jesus, and with that attitude, you're going to hell because God created male and female, not intersex nonsense. I am very sure, as much as I believe I am alive right now, that you will go to hell. You can't go against His will. I can hear how much trauma this woman has went through from her voice, and she needs Jesus. Turn away from what you are now and be a woman as you are and look like. What in the world?
I feel like the reaction to when you know the meme where Jesse from Breaking Bad where Okay, sorry. But the meme where Walter's wife, I forget her name, but where she goes up to Jesse and she goes, do not sell marijuana to my husband. And he just looks around and goes, okay. That's how I feel right now. Like, all right. What?
I
Like,
know.
I don't get
This is like this. Okay, this is the worst comment. Like it. Turn away from what you are now and be a woman as you are and look like.
In
What? No,
other words, we're going to go back to my statement, whatever many minutes ago. If you're a Christian who wants to leave a hate comment because you think that it will, first off, judge if it's going to help the person or if it's just to make you feel better. The Bible literally gives instruction about that. If you're going to correct somebody, it has to be because you believe that it's something they need to hear, not because you just want to attack people. There's literal verses about that. I wish I knew them off the top of my head, but I have read multiple verses, and I know I could find them, that essentially say that you need to like correct people when they can be corrected and keep to
yeah.
yourself
This
when you're
is
being
yeah.
ridiculous.
This is not
But
a
go do
very.
some research on Google. Like, just figure out what the word intersex means before you decide if a hate comment is necessary, because this is crazy.
I know. You know, I get the feeling who these people, a lot of them probably did not even listen to the 31-second long video, and they probably didn't do
But
any
your
research.
comment probably took just as long to type out. Like, did you turn off the sound?
I know because like it literally takes longer to type these comments than it does to listen to that very
Mhm.
short reel. Yeah, congratulations for being the most ignorant comment section I've seen in a while, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
But yeah, what can disabled slash handicap also be Christian? Of course can, and we don't need you to tell us it. Like redhead, intersex have nothing to do with sexual orientation. Oh man, yeah. Forgive them,
Anyway,
Father. Yeah, forgive them, Father, for they don't know what they're doing. Like, why would they need forgiven? Do you even know what intersex is? It's literally a medical condition. It's how their
forgive
body
them,
formed
Father,
in
for they
utero.
know not what they're doing. I don't know. People be crazy, but it is what it is. I think we've pretty much been through the bulk of the comments. A lot of them are kind of repetitive, like saying the same nonsense.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah.
But
I'll
if
just
there is
scroll.
anything that anybody has questions about whenever this gets posted or segments of this get posted, and you want to ask an intersex person your questions, feel free to comment them. But remember, respect is necessary. Stop being rude.
Yeah,
Here's my
I
PSA,
know.
because humans don't understand common decency anymore. Um, but yeah.
Oh man, she isn't Christian. She is a liar. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord.
Okay.
Yeah, these comments are so trash. Yeah, but thank you. Thank you for taking the time to respond to these with me here because I figured it's your right to respond to this because people are saying all these hateful things and they're so ignorant. And I gotta say, you're brave that you try to educate people at all on this.
Mhm.
And it's one of those things because basically we live in a world where people are trying to pass these bathroom bills. People are trying to dictate that, you know, the social contract. Oh, you have to dress this way, and you have to do this, this, and this, and
Mhm.
everything about the way you think and act and do it. And people who are whether intersex or some other aspect of LGBT, you know, are being told they can't be Christians. And I just thought it's ridiculous. I feel like the ignorance of them saying you can't be a Christian for being intersex is pretty similar to the ignorance of saying that you can't be a Christian for being gay or transgender or
Right.
asexual or whatever.
Right.
This idea and like like what would you like to say about what a Christian is and how this would fit in with you? How does it has it impacted your life in any way? Being intersex and also being
Mm,
Christian.
no, I mean, so specifically with being intersex and being a Christian, or just, I mean, the only way that being intersex has really affected my life is like the unnecessary medical preventions throughout my childhood, and especially the surgery when I was 3 months old, and then the hormones and treatment I got by doctors throughout like my preteen into teenager years. By the time I was like, I mean, I still think medical nonsense was happening up until maybe I was like 24 or something, and then I felt like they were treating me as a human being. But kind of before that, that's kind of the only way it's affected me, is it's made me not trust doctors. It's made me not want to be like part of the society. Like I guess that's kind of it. It hasn't been because I'm intersex. It's because of the way people treat you. Um,
Right.
and I think that's the
Kind of
only thing
like
that's
when,
really
yeah.
affected me. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like how the reason so many transgender people commit suicide is not because they're transgender, but because of how they're being treated by society. You know, and also now you still take hormones, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, because you kind of have to since your hormone source is removed without your
Yeah,
consent.
because they took out my organs even though they were completely healthy and made the hormones that I needed. So now I need to replace them.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it is what it
Yes.
is.
Yep, that's how it is. And see that's also one of my concerns too, is that people like you or people like me who because I've had my testicles removed too, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
so I definitely need to have some sorts of hormones, you know. And I'm just worried that with these anti-trans laws that are happening, and people don't really know about intersex, but there's going to be so many people who, for various reasons, are going to need to be on hormone treatment.
Right.
And there are going to be people that's already happening where people can't get their medical treatments, they can't get their hormones and their surgeries that they
Mm-hmm.
do need. In fact, even
Mm-hmm.
if it's medical necessity, because of some of these laws and some of this ignorance and hatred, and so this affects all of us. Um, Basically anybody who it doesn't matter whether you're intersex or whether you're transgender or if you just happen to be a tall woman who enters a women's restroom and people accuse you of being a
Yeah.
man and beat you up. And this happens. I actually know somebody who used to work at my Walmart who she was actually attacked in the women's restroom. She's a cis woman, but well, she has short hair and she was kind of buff because she works out, and that's all you need for someone to accuse you of being a man and attack you.
That's
That's
crazy.
just yeah, that's crazy.
Whatever views you have or like whatever, stop attacking people. This is crazy.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, like yeah,
People need
why
to
do
grow up.
people gotta be
Um,
violent?
yeah, violence is never the answer.
Yeah.
I,
That
basically,
that
one of my
remind that reminds
life
me
mottos is nonviolence.
that reminds me of a quote. Now remember, kids, violence is not the answer. It's actually the question. The answer to the question is ouch.
Oh boy. All right. I do
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
go to work,
yeah.
but
Thank you for joining me.
this has been
And
we should definitely like plan something together in maybe another week or so, if you
oh
want.
yeah, absolutely. And this topic means a lot to me too, because I've had to wrestle with my own identity and Christianity, and I'm still reconciling parts of that. But when I saw the things people were saying about you in these comments, I'm like, oh man, this needs to be responded to. Yeah, and you're so popular on my YouTube channel. How did this happen? But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I will pray for you. I hope you can figure out things. But yeah, you're valuable and loved, and God loves you. Blah blah blah, all that stuff.
thank you. And yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll schedule something for some time. If you have any ideas, something that we need to talk about in the future, anything comes up that you want to talk about, just where to find me.
We should play a version of the like I of the who's the church says game or whatever, where you like they give you topics and you either say I rebuke that or amen, basically like you agree or you disagree. I feel like we'd have a lot
Oh,
of disagreements, I think, but we should do that. That'd be fun. See
hey,
what we
yeah. So you know church
question.
games?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like it'd be like a question would be like, well, should marry is it okay for married couples to go to separate churches? That was one of the questions. And like things like that. Sometimes
Oh,
like that, and then our Christians just argue, is it okay or not?
oh wow. Okay, that sounds really good because
And that
basically
specific
we
example,
need.
no, it's not. A married couple should be members of the same church. Just saying. But okay. Anywho,
but
I
but
really
but
gotta go. I'm gonna be late to work.
okay, yeah, but that reminds me, there needs to be a Christian version of Cards Against Humanity.
Basically, yeah. Like
Yeah, we need to do
Cards
that.
Against Humanity is relatively fun, but I'm like sometimes I'm like, bro, this is so inappropriate. Like
I know what you're. I played that at a friend's house, and I'm like, this is so much
and not
sexual
apples to
content.
apples. Like apples to apples is whatever, but that's a kid's game. Like I want an adult version, like how Cards of Humanity is an adult version, but
Right,
Christian
but
appropriate.
I
I don't want
know.
to see like little apples and little kid things everywhere, but essentially like a more not so ugh. Anyways,
Yeah, if you know of any, you must teach me the Christian games. You must teach me the Christian games. We'll do that for the future
one
podcast. That
Christian
sounds like
game.
a lot of
Swift
fun.
alert. That's what this shirt is. It's from the Taylor Swift app where you guess what outfit she's gonna wear at the concert.
Oh wow.
But anywho, okay. You have a great day. I'm gonna try
Yeah,
to
you
get
too. I'll let you get to work, but thank you for joining me. This has been great.
or see titty, I suppose. Hi.
Bye. That was very good. I enjoyed that.